his ninth speech from the Competent Communicators Manual. And with this, he will be one speech away from his Competent Communicator, which he will get before the end of the year, and will help daybreakers and the district become distinguished in all aspects of the game. He is giving a speech today entitled The 4 Secret Communication Skills, and it is a 6 to 8 minute speech. Shawn Russell.
Good morning, Daybreakers. Good morning. Welcome guests. How's everyone doing this morning? I'm going to pose a question. Has any of you found yourself in a situation where you're communicating with a significant other, maybe client or coworker, and much to your dismay, you couldn't get what you wanted from them? I know I have. Raise your hand if you've ever experienced that. Yes, that's right. Well, I am going to share with you 4 secret communication tools that will help you get what you want in the future. Now, the most important one to start off with is to listen. And the reason why you want to listen to your client, coworkers, significant others, because you can find out very interesting information from them. First of all, don't you feel good when somebody's sincerely and honestly listening to you? Not just serving platitudes or any other falsities, but they're actually sincerely listening to you. I know I feel good. And not only that, but it's a basic human desire to want to be listened to. Are you listening to me?
Yeah.
Yes. All right. And, well, the third part of that is when you're listening, you can also ask very important questions, such as, what's important to you? What are your wants and your needs and your desires? And the second part, or the second secret, if you will, is to find out what their values are, what their criteria is. So if you were to put that into context, I'll give you an example. Since I sell homes, I would ask questions such as, what's important in a home for you? And they might answer in response by saying, well, 3 bedrooms. And I say, okay, well, what's about 3 bedrooms that's important to you? And they'll say, well, I have more room. Okay, well, or more space. So I would ask, well, what about, is it that more space would give to you? And you would say, well, it would give you more freedom to have the kids run around in the backyard and whatnot. Okay, I can understand that. Is there anything else that's important to you about home? Well, it would allow me to be, the kids to be around their grandmother. Aha! So that's an aha moment. And after a while, you will start to know, you'll become very proficient in your business to know what those key questions are to ask. And because you'll know after talking to so many clients and coworkers and whatnot, what is key to them, what their values are. It's not so much that it's important to me, because I might be able to find them a home almost anywhere in Houston. However, who cares, right? I mean, 3 bedrooms, big space backyard, if it's not close to grandma for the kids, who cares if I think it's important for them to live up in Oak Forest or Sugar Land or the Heights or anywhere else. But if I know what their most important value is, I can key onto that, and then I can satisfy all the other requirements and criteria for them. So, I have now just qualified their values. So I'm going to employ the third technique, or secret, if you will, and that is to find out what their motivation and direction is. And all of this, I'm going to do a demonstration really quickly to help demonstrate or to explain what I'm talking about. I'm going to pose a question. I'm going to go around to a few people and I'm going to ask for a 1-sentence answer. And then after you give me an answer, then I'm going to give you a word. And then afterwards, I'm going to help explain what this all stands for. Okay? So here's the question. What will financial independence do for you, Letitia?
Provide me peace of mind.
That will be a toward. Richard?
Independence.
That's toward. Yeah.
Aid in retirement.
Toward. Hyatt?
Debt.
Away. All right, Felipe?
Easy.
That's toward. That's toward. Nezrin?
I was focusing the camera on you and didn't hear the question.
Bill?
Family trust.
Family trust. What's toward? Debbie?
Won't have to work anymore, not to play all the time.
Away. And Richard?
Allow me to concentrate on the important things.
Allow, that's a toward. So what I just demonstrated was what your motivation direction is. So all those people that I said toward, raise your hand. Okay. So now when I have a conversation with you and I'm trying to sell you on something that you want, and first I have to decide whether or not we can make a fit or not, is say, okay, well, I can find this house for you or I cannot, depending on criteria. But if I have, then we move forward. So then I would say, well, what this home here will allow you to is to have more time, more freedom with grandmother, so the kids will have time with grandmother. So if you're an away type of motivation, I would say, well, it would get you away from all the congestion and the commuting and all the frustrations of the realities of that. So if I understand where you're coming from, what your motivation direction is, then I will be able to use your words and build rapport, and that's what sales is all about, building rapport as quickly as possible. So then we move on to the fourth secret. Are you ready? All right. A little bit more down, you people. Yeah. So the fourth one is going to find out what your unconscious thinking mode is. All right. Now, has anyone heard of neuro-linguistic programming? Yes. All right. So you're a little bit familiar with it. Neuro-linguistic programming talks about our unconscious thinking modes, and if you can tie into those or figure out what those unconscious thinking modes are, then you can, at that moment, be able to match what someone's thinking mode is by using those words that they're thinking with. So, for example, if you watch somebody who is unconsciously looking up while they're having a conversation with you, then you'll be able to know at that moment, at that very moment, that they'll be using mostly their visual mode of thinking. So you might say something along the lines of, well, I see that this home purchase will allow you to spend more time with grandmother. So you're using your motivation direction, their words that they're using, and their most important criteria to help them get what they want. If you see somebody after a while, and you can see somebody that will bounce between different modes of thinking. But you'll see for a little while that might be stuck, or not stuck, but they'll be in a certain mode of thinking, and you can cue on that and use that. So then the second one really is, there's three major ones, is if somebody's looking down to the left, my left to your right, then you know that they're in the auditory mode of thinking. And so you might phrase the word, I hear what you're saying, and it sounds like a really good purchase, allowing you to spend more time with grandmother. So you're using even more words to make a connection, and you're trying to build a connection as quickly and as fast as possible to make the sale. All right, so if you also, the last one is to look down. If you notice that they're looking down to the right quite often, and there's not only just the unconscious thinking mode, but also the words that they use that will help cue what kind of thinking mode they're in. Then you'll also know that if they're looking to the right, my right, your left, that they're in the kinesthetic or feeling. So you might, if we cued upon that, you would say, well, it feels like this is a sensible purchase that will allow you to spend more time with grandma. So those are the basic cues that you'll be able to use to incorporate the four secrets of listening, determining what their values are, finding out what their direction mode of thinking is, and then also matching their unconscious thinking mode. So whenever you find yourself dealing with your customers, clients, or significant other, just remember your four new secrets and see if you can get what you want.
Thank you, Shawn. Let's give Shawn a moment.